So Elon Musk's done a weird one. It's
Yeah.
freaking everyone out. And there are some theories as to why.
Yeah. What's going on, Elon?
So what's happened is he decided to censor the Daily Wire's What Is Woman documentary. Even when made aware that the censoring was taking place, he then seemed to back it and is now saying he's not. It's all a bit weird.
But of all of the things to censor, like, we've watched What Is a Woman.
It's really normal.
Yeah. It's not some sort of anti-trans screed that calls them all sorts of names.
There are no American History X scenes.
Nope.
No, nothing like that.
There's not a single slur as far as I can remember.
No, it's a man talking to academics who can't answer his questions.
Literally asking them, what is a woman?
And
Why is that the case?
But we'll go through something on lotus.com first, being Susan Wojcicki explaining why she ruined YouTube.
Thanks, Susan.
And I'm a little bit worried about if Elon Musk does that, because Susan didn't ruin it because she was an ideological actor who decided the leftism now.
Didn't she?
No, she ruined it because she had fifis
Ah.
and decided fifis matter more than the users.
Right, yeah. good
Specifically, there was the shootings in Paris, and she decided that everyone must now learn about the...
point. It's YouTube's job.
Yeah, so that was the moment in which he changed, because not because she had any ideological thoughts, but instead, everyone must know about this news because I care about it. And when everyone told her no one cares, she said, I don't care, show them anyway.
Yeah.
And that's the starting point of, as she calls it, responsibility at YouTube, which then led down the rabbit hole of destroying everything
Yeah.
that we used to. But we'll go to the news, because the Daily Wire guys decided to put this out. See Jeremy Morgan here. Twitter cancelled a deal with Daily Wire to premiere What Is a Woman for free on the platform because of 2 instances of misgendering.
Do you not remember explicitly when Elon Musk took over, he explicitly removed the misgendering clause from the terms of service?
He did. He
He
also
was very
brought
public
back,
about it.
what was it, the Babylon Bee.
Yeah.
The only reason
Who'd
they were
been
kicked,
banned for misgendering, yeah.
he brought them back immediately
Yeah.
because they're good friends
Yeah.
and would speak to them saying that won't happen again.
Yeah. And
Weird.
here we are. Like
Weird,
literally, 6 months?
Yeah. He says, I'm not kidding, and there was a big thread of deets where he's talking about the fact they went back and forth with the Twitter guys. It wasn't just a one-off thing. They were going to pay some money so they could premiere it and advertise it to loads of people because, Daily Wire's a business.
Yep.
Business ideas.
Yeah, fair.
And, well, Twitter decided that it was all fine until they watched the thing and then decided that because there was 2 instances of misgendering, one from a man who had lost his daughter to his ex-wife, who insisted that his daughter was a son now. So because...
What's going on in my eyes? There's something very sensitive.
you probably got an eyelash or something.
Yeah.
Something grim.
I'm just very upset about the misgendering.
So that one father who had his son taken,
Wipe away a tear.
his daughter taken from him, and
Thank
another
God Matt
instance.
Walsh has been stopped.
And it wasn't even Matt Walsh in this. And then there was one other where this guy has a crazy person come into his store and scream at him, "It's ma'am!"
Yeah, yes.
And there's an interview with him where he just goes, "Yeah, I don't believe it. I'm 60. I'm going to die soon. Not wasting my time."
Yeah.
So that's the other instance that they objected to at Twitter.com. So they gave them an opportunity to
Highly
delete that from the movie.
Just censor your movie, bro.
The idea that he even had the balls to ask that, I think, is noteworthy.
Yeah, I think it is.
And of course, the Daily Wire went, "No."
I thought
How
Elon
high
Musk
are
had
you?
cleared out a bunch of you lunatics.
Yeah, what are you still doing here?
Yeah. How are you in charge of anything? Get out.
So, yeah, that happened, which was a bit odd. If you go to the next link here, we can see Twitter removed the TOS, saying misgendering was a crime against humanity. But they still have it under harassment, apparently.
Oh.
So if you misgender someone, that's under the harassment TOS, in fact.
Oh.
Which doesn't make sense. So I would have thought it would have ended there and then. You'd been like, well, you guys remember that Elon guy who took over? Blah, blah, blah. Jeremy could have said to them.
Yeah.
And they might have recorded, oh, yeah.
Fair point.
I forgot that we're not leftists now.
I forgot that literally there's 2/3 of the building is empty because of Elon Musk.
I wonder where all these people were going. I thought it was lunch. Just never came back. No, that didn't happen. Instead, they said they'll censor what's been put out. And they say it's part of their speech not reach policy.
Oh.
And Boring says it's a bit like saying you have the right to cast a vote, but we'll make sure it isn't counted. Which is entirely correct. It's an apt
Yes. Analogy.
simile there. So, if we go to the king woke up and was made aware of what had happened, so put out a statement, and he decided to put this out. This was a mistake by many people at Twitter.
How many?
It is, what are their names?
How many people made this mistake at Twitter?
Where do they live? I'm joking.
When you say many, are we talking like 12, 100?
I mean, how many staff do you even have left? You got rid of 85% of them.
I think they've got like 2,000. 3,000 perhaps.
It's definitely allowed, the king says.
Right, okay.
Whether or
Lord
not,
Musk has spoken.
whether or not you agree with using someone's preferred pronouns, not doing so is at most rude. It certainly doesn't break any laws.
Totally agree.
I should note that I don't. I think it's not rude to do it, but
Yeah.
I should. Different views.
No, I think he's right. I think it is rude to do it.
I disagree. I should note that I do personally use someone's preferred pronouns just as I use someone's preferred name, simply from the standpoint of good manners.
That's reasonable.
For the same reason, I object to rude behaviour, ostracism, or threats of violence if the wrong pronoun or name is used.
Totally reasonable, middle of the way, compromise position.
Like, I disagree with one line, but that doesn't matter. Everyone could live kumbaya with that situation.
Yeah, exactly. Literally, that allows everyone to use the platform as they want.
So everyone saw the King's speech and thought, well, okay, I'll be fine then.
Yeah.
Jeremy went back to the lads at Twitter and said, okay, well, the King has spoken, what do we do?
Yeah.
And they said, well, he hasn't told us to do anything, so we're not doing anything. Which, so, I mean, the people at
Is
Twitter...
that not an instruction?
I would have thought, yeah, your boss would have been the thing you listen to.
But then why doesn't he just fire them off an email?
Yeah. So they released it anyway. So as you can see here, they just published it without the agreement to pay for advertising, whatever. And they said, well, that was fast, even after Elon Musk says Twitter's threat to label what is woman hateful conduct wasn't going to happen. It did happen. They did label it hateful conduct and throttled the film's reach. So, great. That's fantastic.
That's the thing, isn't it? Like, if you scroll down on this, can you see that, visibility limited. So you literally can't retweet or reply to it.
Not even his own followers could see it, which was
like this
super
is,
weird.
This is like the most heavily censored
also,
that you could be without being deleted.
You used Twitter a lot longer than me. I've never seen that before.
No, I've never seen it.
Never seen limited visibility.
I mean, a lot might have happened in the 5 years that I wasn't on it.
Yeah, maybe. So they say on here, in the next one, our film has been posted for a couple of hours. You cannot retweet it. It will not appear on anyone's feed. It has been flagged as hate speech. It will be blacklisted from the trends list. It still has 900,000 views.
Okay, that's great. But
that is hilarious.
Yeah, but why is this happening?
Yeah. If we go to it being released, and we'll take a look at what that looks like, if you go to the next link. So you can see here Daily Wire published it. This has 1.7 million views, last I checked, 1.6 million followers at the Daily Wire, and then the various other accounts of the hosts who presumably shared it. That is pretty good Streisand effect, which we'll get to in a bit.
But we shouldn't have to rely on the Streisand effect to publish things on Twitter.
Shouldn't be having this conversation at all.
It's weird that we're having this conversation.
So the Daily Wire, if the next tweet, had a bit of a meeting where they were quite miffed. As Peterson points here, everyone's kind of just sat around being like, what the heck?
I like the idea that Michael Knowles is trolling Matt Walsh in his phone. It's kind of what it looks like is happening, doesn't it?
Yeah. They just picked it up.
Guess who? Michael, I have you in my contacts.
Just sending up dick pics. I was reaching over and being like, oh, stranger's sending you those. Anyway. Go to the next one, though. Because
message, Matt.
The main thing is no one knows what the rules are now.
Yeah.
Which is pretty mad. Because we knew what they were, presumably, when the king took over. Which is the king decreed, none of that. None of that leftism. And now a bit of that leftism.
Yeah,
Why?
that's very strange. Especially when he said, no, this is allowed. Well, okay, well then unrestrict the video. And then the whole problem goes away. Everything carries on as normal.
I mean, as we thought, you're in charge, right?
Yeah.
Is it someone else?
You did literally buy the company and make yourself the only person in charge of it.
I mean, I've wasted money in my life, occasionally.
Well,
I brought things I don't need.
Who hasn't?
$40 billion. It would be pretty weird to go back on it. That's all I'm saying. So if you go to the next one here, we can see the fact that Elon insists that it's because it's sensitive content. Ooh, that's...
Right, hang on a second. Right.
What?
So, it's not very sensitive content. Like, there are way more sensitive things you could have published regarding the question of what is a woman.
Skin grafts.
Yeah.
Surgery photos.
None of that. There's none of that in there.
You still see those on Twitter. They're not labeled as sensitive.
I know. I see them all the time.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
But then to say that what is a woman and then misgender, that is... This doesn't make any sense, obviously.
Yeah.
This is weird thing for him to tweet here, where he's like, wow, it's because it's sensitive content, so you won't be able to have people see it or friends like it because of that reason.
Yeah. It's not terribly sensitive.
And then something else weird happened.
Yeah.
You alerted me to. A couple of SJWs left immediately after this news.
Yeah.
This, odd. You can see here from Reuters, Twitter's head of trust and safety says that she has resigned. Well, June 1st, Reuters, Twitter's head of trust and safety, Ella Irwin, told Reuters on Thursday that she has resigned from the social media company, which has faced criticism for its lack of protections before harmful content since billionaire Elon Musk took over.
I mean, it's That's one way of describing Twitter. Right? You could describe Twitter as has been booming since Elon Musk has taken over.
Yeah, you can see the editorializing.
Yeah. Why include that particular detail? Who cares about that?
The servitors are the media.
Yeah.
That's how they write. I'm just going to call them servitors at this point, the individuals who do this sort of thing, because they're not human in the way that they write these things. The next line...
Honestly, they probably got ChatGPT to write this.
I mean, if you're not convinced, the next one is, an email to Twitter returned an automatic reply of a poop emoji. As if anyone doesn't know why.
Yeah, because the media is...
It's not like Elon set that up and then tweeted it, and it got 100 million views, and everyone... No, you're pretending you don't know.
Yeah.
Erwin declined further comment, and Musk did not immediately respond to a request for comment. I just hate the media. Hate the media. Actually, this is Schizoid posting at this point about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, Fortune earlier reported that Erwin's internal Slack account appeared to have been deactivated.
Oh, really?
So this is
This is very interesting. This is an average resignation.
So this is the nuance to this,
They got
because
fired.
turns out this person's, head of trust and safety, not even a position that should exist.
Yeah.
That was an SJW position.
Yeah.
The job should be redundant.
But the advertisers themselves are demanding that something like that exists.
Well, it's almost like we have a Twitter brand and safety position as well for that.
Yeah, go on.
So if you go to the next one, there's more of that. But I just found it interesting that her Slack account was deactivated.
Yeah.
Then this happens, then she leaves.
Yeah.
It's almost like they didn't trust her or something.
Well, it's almost like she's an SJW, though.
Yeah, I mean, Elon came out and then said that they'll be solved by tomorrow, but there'll still be some restrictions.
But there's no problem. The problem is that it was restricted manually by someone at Twitter.
But also, how is that solving anything?
Well, it's not, but like
Which
that was the problem. The fact that there are people who can see it is not the problem.
weird
The fact that
schizoid
people
messaging,
can't
though.
see it is the problem.
Yeah. So let me go to the next one, because the Twitter brand safety position also resigned. As you can see here, this lady.
Oh yeah.
Um,
What's her bio look like? The pronouns.
Fairly normal, to be honest. I didn't really suspect anything. And then I saw all the responses to her resignation, which were all calling her a commie and saying good riddance.
Well, yes, but
From people that seem to know her.
really, yeah, but people can be unkind,
They can be.
uncharitable.
If we go to the next one here, I mean, the account's hidden, so we can't find that much. But you can see this person responding, about ex-Muslims and Muslim voices.
Right.
So I don't know. But if you go to the next one here, someone did get a load of her screenshots where she's just constantly whining about white people.
Oh, really?
That's a shock.
White woman constantly whining about white people. I know. Oh, Ayed, right? She's Middle Eastern, right?
Yeah.
Ah, right. Okay, she's Muslim. Right.
She's a Muslim whining about the whiteys. Who knew that anti-white people might be still on Twitter? Well, now we have them. I mean, that's the
Not
thing.
anymore, I guess.
You may remember I said, the problem with taking over an organization is actually you may purge too many people and then
Nah.
lose little bits of knowledge.
Trust
Because
me, you haven't purged enough.
if you purge too few, that's easily corrected.
That's true.
That's the defense. And, these two people are now gone. Strange. And that's what's the weirdness about this story, because we don't know how related this is, these two people and whoever other needs to be purged, obviously, because what human being was making that decision that what is a woman is some kind of Nazi content?
But ironically, the Muslims have a very clear definition of man and woman as well.
Yeah. So does Elon Musk. He seems to know.
Yep.
Here is just him talking about the fact that he is going to be actively lobbying to criminalize, transitioning kids.
Great. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm totally in support.
Yeah, but that doesn't mesh with the idea that you think what is a woman is sensitive content that needs to be censored.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
It's
In
very
fact,
strange.
The next tweet is him talking about that there's only two sexes.
Yeah.
If you scroll up on that, just see the context, where it's, the San Francisco Chronicle arguing that there's more than two sexes, and someone saying this idea is so stupid, only intellectuals believe them, and he's agreeing. Okay. So that doesn't make any sense. Like, how can you obviously hold the position of the normal people, and yet in a company be censoring that stuff?
I can only assume is that the advertisers must have a gun to his head, right?
I mean, we were speaking this morning, because I was walking and just racking my head, being like, is the new CEO he appointed, is she a leftist, and he can't be bothered to get rid of her?
Maybe.
Is it the...
She might be like filtering the quote-unquote concerns of advertisers.
I mean, I doubt it, because he just gets tagged directly when this happens. But even then, Ben Shapiro made a great point, which is this makes no sense, even if it's the advertisers. Because what you do then is you limit the advertisers.
Yeah.
You don't limit the users.
Don't put an advert on the video.
You say to the advertisers, okay, you don't want to advertise on certain stuff. You're a,
Totally
soy jack
entitled to do that, though.
advertiser.
Yeah, but you're totally entitled to say that.
Yeah, I mean, but advertisers are generally just soy jack human beings.
But like
looking at them. But if they don't want to, fine.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
then we won't put it on these posts, and that person can still post, and you can advertise your crap, and everyone's happy, everyone wins.
Yeah.
You can go home and cry to your wife about how people online disagree with you. It's fine. But instead, he did the opposite, which is he limited the users there.
Yeah.
Which is wrong. But real quick, because I mentioned I'd never seen those limited features, I did go looking for them, and I found a few posts which reached that, or at least had this done to them. This person here talking about how they hate Pride Month and Christ is King. Now, they did use the dreaded T word in there. So I can only presume that's the reason this was labelled as hateful conduct.
Fair.
And therefore had limited visibility. Disagree that this is what they should be doing, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I don't agree, but like...
At least I can follow the logic.
Yeah.
Instead of it making no logic.
The T word is something they consider to be a slur. Fair enough.
And if you go to the next one, I mean, someone didn't use the N word, but it was close enough, I guess, that it got tagged here. This person here saying, just complete random, what is with the Asian e-girls wanting to say the N-word except he's used a 3 instead of an E?
Right.
Smart. That's how you don't get done. Anyway.
No, not that smart, because the AI is like, I'm not stupid, bro.
I'm not drugged up. I know how the word works.
You're going to have to call them scholars or something.
And then the last one here is someone using the F word. This is a homosexual individual, I presume.
Right.
Who decided to type out Happy F Month to all my fellow Fs, and then got hit with the limited visibility on that one too.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't make any sense to me for the reason I'm about to mention, which is, how can you say that's hateful or sensitive conduct because there's a slur in it? And yet, if you go to the next account, don't scroll down, because there's going to be a lot of videos of African-American gentlemen, is how I'm going to put that, and police footage of shootings, and what else. I just find it funny how...
This is not sensitive at all.
I spent an evening just scrolling through this account, because it was kind of mesmerising in that horrific way, of just loads of African-American gentlemen being shot by the police, or shooting each other, or fighting each other for no reason. Don't know why it was just them, but that's the footage we have.
Hood fights. Of the Little Mermaid.
Yeah. That was actually in there. At Hood Fights for L.
How did I know?
Yeah, but for some reason, none of that content in American culture is considered sensitive. I just put a label on that for a minute.
Right.
I mean, American culture is just something beautiful.
Did you see the footage of the Glasgow machete attack? That was going around.
No, I haven't actually.
Oh, it's awful. It's
But
really awful.
in this country, you can imagine the Met Police writing a letter to YouTube or whoever saying, take that down.
But nobody had.
Blah, blah, blah.
It's just going around, and I was just like, oh my god.
But they will. I mean, it is part of our culture that the police are namby-pamby about footage.
Sure.
And will continuously try and destroy it off the internet. Mm-hmm. Whereas American culture will just be like, hey, kid, you want to see some more police shootings? You can. And that's considered perfectly normal. Whereas, oh no, you offended a minority. Take him down, son.
Not even offended morality. You blasphemed against woke ideology.
Yeah.
Right, that's what that is. You used a word that blasphemed. Because, I mean, like, one of the guy who was using the F word was obviously a gay guy who was just memeing, right? You know, with the, like, you know, you there, gay boy, what day is it, sort of thing. You know, it's like, he was just memeing on the fact that he's gay, which I personally don't have a care in the world about, but apparently Twitter's like, no.
Yeah. Well, there's a theory as to why this might have taken place, at least from Elon, because he did a bunch of weird tweets. So the next one is just him talking about the Streisand effect in relation to all this, which is...
Okay, but...
This is a weird big brain of 4D chess moment of censor the What is a Woman movie so it gets more people looking at it.
So now all we can talk about is the What is the Woman movie.
I mean, here's right. We are talking about it.
Yeah. So
I mean, if this is 4D chess, funny.
I'd rather have just been able to watch it.
Yeah. I'd rather he'd just been able to pay you a lot of money in advertising revenue.
Yeah.
Because they were going to pay you anyway.
Yeah.
Free money on the table. The next one is him talking about how the controversy will drive up viewership.
Yeah,
which
possibly. But why is there a controversy?
He also, the last one here is him laughing about baiting remaining SJWs at work out of the company.
I mean, don't get me wrong, that's a good idea.
Maybe the censoring of this is to check who agrees with it and then just be like, fired. I don't know. I mean, I kind of feel like I'm coping for Elon if I say that.
A little bit, yeah.
So I don't really believe it. If you go to the next one here, we also have the fact that he did do interviews with the Babylon Bee, we may remember, in which he mentions in here, actually, which is quite weird, that there are a bunch of SJWs still within the company that we need to get rid of. Which,
okay, right. I don't want to be won back over with this, but it's not beyond possibility that this is a big brain 4D chess move, because he has done stuff like this before, right?
Remember the bot thing? Where it's like, oh, should I buy Twitter? And then just banned everyone?
Yeah. And when he sent emails with the Tywin Lannister sort of different formatting, and caught the person who was leaking the emails through the different formatting. So it's not like he isn't clever and hasn't done these sorts of things before.
He's a smart and mischievous fellow.
Yes.
I mean, he literally says in here that there's a bunch of SJWs to still be got, and he says, today we found a list of suppressed websites.
Oh, really?
Just out of the... We're still digging, finding stuff.
Yeah.
In that case, Babylon B was on there, BitChute's on there.
Right.
Still haven't got rid of BitChute. They need to.
Right, yeah.
Sad they haven't.
Yeah.
Probably just doesn't know what it is.
But it's just interesting that actually maybe there is. But I mean, I don't want... But as soon as you say it, it sounds like cope, and I don't want to say it. I don't want to be coping.
I don't want to be the coping guy.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is
crying.
The evidence is there that he said these things. So
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
And it's not beyond the realms of possibility, but I'd like to see a bit more hard evidence.
Yeah. And then he came out just this morning and wrote this. Will be fixed tomorrow, talking about that it's still being censored to Matt Walsh. And the next one, I think, he's responding to, what was it, Ben Shapiro? Where he's like, or whoever, or they're just saying, working on it. Like, it will be fixed. If you scroll up, then you can see who's responding to that. It's Jordan Peterson. Well, all the data, I guess. And the last thing here is just... of note about all this drama, which has nothing to do with Elon Musk. Just Candace, stop. I don't know why this keeps happening.
What's she done here?
Just she keeps getting involved in things just for no reason. Like, here's an unauthorized screenshot, she says, couldn't help myself, of everyone talking about the what is the woman being censored. And then her boss, Jeremy Boring, just being like, what part of NDA is so hard to understand?
It's quite a good response from Jeremy, actually.
But it's just not the first time either I've seen it. I just get into fights for no reason.
You can see Candace's argument. It's like, well, this doesn't matter. I didn't reveal any information. This is just fun.
No, I'm not having a go.
No, exactly. And so you can see Jeremy's response just like...
I do just find it funny where you can sense a bit of, for fuck's sake, every time. So there's that. But anyway, what the heck, Elon? I suppose we'll find out. Well, you are getting an update from John here in live time. If we can,
do you want to pull up the thing?
A piece of text. Elon Musk has retweeted the movie itself, saying they've fixed it and added 2 links, and he's also retweeted it saying every parent should watch this movie.
Right. Okay. So it's now. Is it shareable now? Yeah. Right. Okay.
I presume so.
And 8.9 million views. That's
is that part of the harassment terms of service gone? It better be. Is what I want to see.
We'll find out. But right. Okay. So in the time we've been on the podcast, this seems to have become fixed now.
So is the coping narrative looking true or falser?
I don't know.
Do I cope? Do I not cope?
Yeah, exactly.
Schrodinger's cope over here.
Has Elon played a blinder, or has he just been caught out? I don't know.
But anyway, thought I had to tell everyone about it because it's real weird, and I'm hoping that doesn't escalate or become a norm, because that is the thing that destroyed YouTube. I mean, Susan Wojcicki did start out as just a naive fool who wanted to tell everyone about the Paris terror attacks.
Yeah, and now everyone hates YouTube.
As soon as you start sitting around and you're not explicitly right-wing as that law states, I can't remember his name now.
Conquest law.
If an organisation not explicitly right-wing, they'll become left-wing.
I can't remember which one it is. One of his 3 laws of politics.
If you sit around and think, we have a responsibility to the community, you will end up down the rabbit hole, because that's where leftist thought is very strong at coercing people into doing their bidding. If you appreciated that segment from the podcast The Lotus Eaters, you can go to lotuseaters.com to get access to all the premium content that's on the site, such as the Symposium series, this episode on the Stoicism of Epictetus. Anyway, if you'd like to find out what else is being put out, you can follow on Getter at lotuseaters_com on Getter. Thank you and goodbye.